Hello everyone, welcome to Do Gaming here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a menu kind of like this. You can use the directional buttons to move it up and down, or you can use the left stick to move it up and down. It's up to you. When you press X, you can interact with things. You press circle, you can go back. Okay, well I'm not going to show you all this stuff because this is actually a separate dream. It transitions to a separate dream. That is not needed, but I am going to show you how to make a simple menu where you're just moving up and down like this. I also added where you can do this. But yeah. Anyway, it's pretty easy, and I'm just going to show you how to make a menu where you can just scroll up and down. Let's go. I did make a tutorial like this back in Little Big Planet 3, and it's actually kind of the same concept. It's actually pretty much the same logic, but for people who haven't seen it, I guess I'll go over it again, but in dreams. So yeah. First, what you need to do is go to the gadgets page, and we want to get a microchip. And now we want to open it with L1 and X. Alright, so what you need to do now is you want to get a controller, which is in sensors and output. Then you want to get the controller sensor. So the outputs you want to get rid of is this. You don't want it so you have circle to get out of it. That's usually what I do. Suggestions I would do is you can have it possessible where you force possession, or you could just make it remote, and then you could just turn all these off. And then you could control it remotely. And then you can get rid of the imps this way. This is my method. You could always just make it force position if you wanted to. Alright, so first off, now what we need to do now is get a selector, which is in logic and processing. Place it in. Okay, so what we're going to do first before we do the left stick is the directional button. So the directional button movement stuff is pretty easy. All you need to do is get a combiner. Place it right here, and now we need to open up the controller sensors tweak menu, and we need to go to this output here, and then we need the up icon on the plus. Sometimes it can be inverted though, so if it's inverted, what I would do is just switch them up. I'm gonna put it on 3 so I can test it. Oh, let me just connect this. It's not working. I think, hold on. Okay. Alright. There we go. See, yeah, it's inverted. It's inverted. So what you could do to fix the inverted issue, is you can switch these out. That's what I do. If this happens, you could just switch these out, and then it would fix itself. So now you put the down and the up and the minus. I know it sounds weird, but trust me. You'll see what I mean. And then I go to play. Now it's not inverted anymore. It is kind of odd, but it works now. And that's the way you can do it. Now, before we make all the text display stuff, what we need to do first is make the left stick movement. It's pretty simple, but I honestly think that it's more accurate using directional buttons to move on a menu than using the left stick, but you can have both if you want. So get a splitter, and now we just need to get the left stick out, and we need to plug the left stick in here. Now, I put it up in the X icon. See how well this goes. I'm gonna open this up. Oh, it's inverted. That's easy to fix. It's cool to experiment. So now you need to drag this down to Y. Now let's try this out. Alright, now it's working perfectly. Okay, so now you have working stuff like this. So now the selectors, but now you need displayers, obviously. So I would get a separate microchip, and then you can customize it how you want with the icon. It really doesn't matter, but it's just Depends on what you like to do, you know. Alright, now go to movers and output, and then you'll want to find this thing called text displayer. Press X. So, follow carefully so you don't get off, okay? So what you need to do is tweak it, and then tweak it. Alright, now, this is your first option. This is what players are going to see when you're scrolling through down. So when you're using the thing. For the example, I'll call it play. It won't actually play, but this is an example to give you something to think about. But so if you want play here, I'm going to move this here in the middle, right? Okay, sorry. Alright, I'm going to move this in the middle, right? So you can customize this how you want. Just make it look like your own. It really doesn't matter how it looks. I mean, you can make it look however you want, and yeah. You can try to make it look cool if you want to. It really shouldn't matter. There we go. You can basically fiddle around with it however you want. But yeah, these are examples though. I'm not gonna go too in depth. And oh, what you need to do now is make the other outputs, and then there's something we need to do after. So don't go connecting, okay? Make sure you stay on topic, so make sure you're following so you don't do something wrong, okay? Alright. Alright, now we got the second output, which I guess would be settings. And then the third output is quit. Now, it won't actually do anything. Well, it will. I mean, since this is a tutorial, I'll probably just make it say sound effects. Maybe I could change make a little more sense. But there we go. Now, when you go to play mode, it's there, but you can't interact. Like, nothing will happen. That's because you need to go here. You need to connect the output. So first, go put output A onto play. Then you need to put output B onto settings, and then C onto quit. Now it sort of works, except the problem with this is that the icons don't show up when you're not pressing it. Well, that's what we're going to fix right now. So what you need to do now is you need to copy and paste, right? You need to copy this to play and make a different version of play. This will be for the not gate, which I'll show you in a sec. So now what you want to do is change the color to something not so like blue or something. Like change it to something that people won't, it won't like, basically a color that doesn't seem very, let's just say, make it look like, oh, this is the button, this is the color that we used to press X on, because if we do that, they'll press the wrong one, so you gotta make sure it's, not, you know, I can't really explain it, but okay. For this tutorial, I'm gonna make it blue, but you can do however you want. Now what we need here is put a not gate right here. I'm gonna have the not gates here to make sure you understand what's happening. So now we need a not gate here. So we got to get A's output into the not gate, right? Now what we need to do is the same thing here. We just need to do the same thing for all of them. Okay, now I'm going to go to play mode. Yay! Now the white is what your cursor will be at, and the blue is when it's not hovered over. So now you have a little menu here. Pretty simple, right? But we're not done yet, because if you press X, nothing will happen. And I'm not going to make it necessarily do anything, but I'm going to teach you how to at least make the AND gate, the AND gate or the menu actually work when you press the X button. So, speaking of AND gates, you need an AND gate. So now we need to get as many AND gates as you need for the menu. I'm just going to reset time, otherwise I'll be in the way. Yeah, you need to get since the menu was in the way, you need an AND gate here, and then you got to copy one to here. Oh, that was kind of funny. Alright, so now what you need to do is connect these outputs to this right here. And now what we need to do here is, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, now we need to plug this X button to all of these icons here, or all of these AND gates. Now what we need to do is go to test mode, and guess what will happen? Press X, boom. So when you press quit, the AND gate will glow yellow, which will tell you, and then you just connect it to whatever you want. Settings, boom. Play, boom. So just to make it so you're not confused, what I would do to make sure it's completely confirmed is to put down, depending on what you're doing, you should put down something like a counter in every one of them. That's just what I do. You don't really have to do what I do. Now you slide the counter here, and then you can make it confirm the count. And then you can pretty much make it whatever you want. For quit, what I'm going to do is just make a doorway. I'm not going to save this because this is actually just a tutorial, and it's not actually like a proper menu, but for you, I'm going to show you. So now for the quit, you need to make this called exit. This is for when you put it in a dream. And so you press play. What you can do here when you press play is make another doorway that says something like start game here. This won't actually do anything. I'm just showing you what you can do. So now this needs to be called start game. Settings, I'm going to make it a weird noise since it's... Why not? It doesn't matter. I know it's weird, but whatever. I think that's kind of funny. For any settings, it's locked door. Hey, that's kind of funny. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, okay, so for that, I'll just do locked door just for fun, and then you plug in the counterful check mark into the doorway, and then you can edit it however you want. So you can make it dissolve, linear, whole, or circular. For leaving, you could either do this, or sometimes I even like to do this, and then you can wipe the fade in time. I like to put it about 15, but it's up to you. And then, so this is exit one. I'm going to do the same thing here because it's my preference, but you can make it however you want. And there we go. Let's test. Now when you press settings, you hear the lock sound. When you press play, it ends the level. When you press quit, it also ends the level. For this, I'm going to get rid of that counter. But yeah, everything's working fine. So now, when you press settings, it's like, nope, this is fake. This isn't real. The settings is fake. It's just for looks. I'm just doing this for example. So when you try to press settings, it'll do that. When you press play, it'll take you to a scene. And then you press quit, it quits. Perfect. There's your menu. Are you guys proud of yourselves that you did it? Okay, now what we need to do is add a sound. There's a really good sound someone made inside UI. This is a really good menu sound, but it's up to you. I use this inside PS4 Security Scanner and some other games, so yeah. This is my favorite UI sound so far, at least for what people did. So now you want to copy and paste all the outputs, or just do this from all of them. Up, down, left stick. Okay. Let's see how it looks, shall we? Perfect. You can turn the volume down if it's a little too loud, but yes. So you can turn it down to about 75. Then you can add music or whatever you want. There's your menu. And if you don't want it moving, you can always add a camera. Forgot to talk about the camera. It doesn't matter. If you want it to a specific area, you can position it. But there we go. Now we got a basic menu system. A fake menu system, but we got a menu system nonetheless. So if this was helpful, I would love to see suggestions for other tutorials you want, because I would love to help you out. I won't promise that I'll make it a tutorial if you suggest it, if I don't know how to do it, but if I somehow do know how to do it, I'll make sure to add a tutorial about it. So yeah, make sure you make suggestions in the comments down below, and yeah, I'll see you soon.